As usual, on this bright Monday, Yin was getting ready to go to school. She started her morning in a rush. Who told you to keep coming late? Look at you. You look so messy. The school security guard scolded Jair, while Yin could only grumble in annoyance. Actually, it wasn't too bad until her frustration grew when she had to meet a fellow student. No use telling her, sir. She's quite the exemplary student, isn't she? Wow, always late and leaves school all over the place. Shut up, you. Angry? So what? Jungkook teased her, sticking out his tongue, while Yin clenched her right fist and glared at the boy in front of her. Alright, you two better get to class. The bell has been ringing for a while. Do you want to go to the disciplinary room together? Hearing the security guard's threat, the two students immediately ran towards their classroom. No way I'm going to the disciplinary room. I'm a diligent student anyway. You're so confident. By what measure are you diligent? Jungkook suddenly moved closer, pointing his finger at her forehead and flicking it calmly. You're actually just an annoying student, you know. How dare you? Jungkook, seriously you? Sure, you might be handsome, but at least improve your manners. Oh, so now you admit that I'm handsome. A slight smirk appeared at the corner of his lips. Apparently, the boy was flattered by Yin. Ugh. Yin instantly pretended to throw up. The idea of praising Jungkook's looks made her feel sick. If anything, it would make her eyes hurt and need to see a doctor. And scenes like this were common at school. Other students weren't surprised when they saw Yin and Jungkook arguing. Their days were always filled with bickering and more bickering. There was never any peace. They even managed to keep arguing from the school corridor all the way into the classroom and to their seats. Once in the classroom, Yin secretly watched Jungkook from afar. Jungkook was indeed a popular student, smart and handsome. Despite occasionally causing trouble with his bad boy antics, his constant achievements made the teachers overlook his minor mischiefs. His only flaw is that he sees me as an enemy, and as enemies, how could I ever confess? Yin said this to herself. This was the irony of their roles. Outwardly, they seemed like perpetual FOs who never got along, always arguing and debating, blowing small issues out of proportion. There wasn't a day without insults and bickering. But who would have guessed, behind these cat and mouse fights, Yin and Jungkook actually had feelings for each other. It's fun teasing you, Yin. Who asked you to have such a cute face? It makes me want to tease you more. Jungkook's smile grew as he thought about how Yin often pouted because of his antics. His dark eyes frequently lingered on her. Yes, unbeknownst to Yin, the enemy who often teased and mocked her actually had a crush on her. Jungkook wasn't sure when these feelings started, but he acknowledged them. He admitted he was attracted to Yin, his enemy and first love. However, he hadn't yet mustered the courage to confess. He kept it to himself for now. Ugh, Yin, what's wrong with you? Why are you thinking about that jerk? Focus on your studies. Remember, Mom will be mad if your grades drop again. Yin finally directed her attention to the front, specifically to the teacher explaining the lesson. Meanwhile, Jungkook glanced at Yin and mumbled to himself, determined to find ways to get closer to his crush. Afterward, Jungkook also tried to focus on the lesson. Although, in truth, he was from the Jeon family, he was blessed with a brilliant mind. Without paying close attention to the details, Jungkook already understood the material being taught. Even if there was a surprise test, Jungkook was confident he could easily ace it. One morning, for some reason, Yin woke up earlier than usual. At exactly 6 a.m., she got out of bed and prepared to take a shower. Yin yawned, her right hand rising to cover her wide-open mouth. A shower sounds nice. It's not often that I wake up this early. Could it be? Today is my lucky day? Maybe I'll get some good news, or... She left the sentence hanging for a moment and then... Enough, Yin. You should just go take a shower. You missed it, right? A warm bath must be so relaxing. Yin looked cheerful and happy as she headed to the bathroom. She was smiling to herself, her mood exceptionally good this morning. 20 minutes later, she finished her shower, got dressed in her school uniform, and left her room for breakfast. After finishing breakfast, she headed straight to school. Yin finally arrived at her school. She felt proud of being able to come early. Instead of hearing a scolding from the security guard, she received praise and appreciation. You can praise me too, sir. But you know what? Coming late to school can be fun sometimes. Goodness, you really are something. Now, hurry up and go inside. I need to keep an eye on this gate. Despite being praised, Yin left the person complimenting her baffled by her antics. Yin walked leisurely through the hallways. She passed corridor after corridor. But don't expect the school to be empty, because it certainly wasn't. Many students had already arrived. Yin was just the one who was usually late. Suddenly, she noticed a crowd of students gathered and jostling in a corner. Curious, she stepped towards the place where the students were congregating. Wow, she's really beautiful, isn't she? Yeah, and they say she's smart too. An Olympiad champion and a model student at her previous school. And look, isn't that Jungkook? Does she know Jungkook? Oh my gosh, yes, that's Jungkook. They look perfect together. I heard that pretty girl is Jungkook's childhood friend. Wow, really? Or maybe they've liked each other for a long time. Those unpleasant remarks rang clearly in Yin's ears, and how surprised she was when she saw Jungkook chatting sweetly with a beautiful girl who seemed to be a new transfer student. And what was that? Jungkook's childhood friend? Unable to bear watching any longer, Yin chose to leave the area, her mood changing instantly. Not long after, Jungkook entered the classroom. To make matters worse, the new student followed him in. Yin had to face the bitter reality that this girl was now her classmate too. What an unlucky day. 2 hours passed. Now, it was time for all the students to take a break. Yin hurried to the cafeteria, as she was hungry and eager to eat. But who would have thought? There she saw Jungkook being so friendly with that girl. Sitting not far from their table, Yin grumbled in annoyance and quickly turned her face away. Seems like waking up early and coming to school early was a mistake. All I've gotten is bad luck and a bad mood. Meanwhile, Jungkook still looked engrossed in chatting with the girl. Suddenly, can I sit here? Oh, are you talking to me? Of course. Who else? Sure. Go ahead. It's a public place after all. Yin allowed him, and Minho immediately sat across from her. For a minute or two, they were still awkward. Minho also wasn't usually this stiff around female students, but a few minutes later, Yin started to relax around Minho. However, unbeknownst to Yin, a pair of eyes were watching them with displeasure. Yes, Jungkook was glaring at Minho and Yin, gripping his chopsticks tightly in his hand. It was an unusual sight. Normally, the two, who were always bickering, were now preoccupied with their respective romantic affairs. Jungkook with Mona, yes, the girl's name was Mona, and she was indeed Jungkook's childhood friend. And Yin with Minho, that was the impression their classmates had formed. The atmosphere became tense as Jungkook couldn't contain his emotions anymore. He saw Yin and Minho sitting together on a bench in the school garden. With his emotions ready to burst, Jungkook approached them. Park Yin. He yelled loudly as he continued walking towards them. What's your problem, huh? If you want to pick a fight, just do it with me. Don't involve my girl. What girl? You and Yin. Minho, I haven't accepted you, remember? And Jungkook, what's wrong with you? Coming here and getting mad for no reason. Are you out of your mind? Instead of responding, Jungkook immediately grabbed Yin's wrist to pull her away. But a few seconds later, Minho grabbed Yin's other wrist. Where do you think you're going, Yin? We were clearly together just now. Hey you, let go of her hand. What if I don't want to? So you really want to pick a fight with me, huh, bastard? You're the one picking a fight with me. You're busy with your new girl. Why are you pulling Yin now? New girl? What are you talking about? Don't make baseless accusations. Don't pretend to be clueless. Yin knows you have a girlfriend now. What's wrong with you two? Why are you fighting? Let go of me. It hurts to have both my hands pulled like this. You, let go of her hand now. Why should I be the one to let go? You should let go of her hand. You seem really eager to pick a fight with me, huh? Finally, Jungkook let go of Yin's hand, but a second later, he approached Minho, and what happened next was a punch landed on Minho's cheek. Immediately, Minho fell backward, landing on the ground. Yin, who witnessed it, screamed hysterically, completely shocked that Jungkook would hit Minho in front of her. Jungkook, are you out of your mind? Yes, I'm crazy for you. That's why. Come with me now. And don't make me go crazier. Huh? You really seem crazy. Say whatever you want, but just come with me now. Don't provoke me further. Yin was stunned by his words. She didn't want to provoke a bigger fight. She didn't want to provoke his anger. And now, she resigned herself as he took her hand and led her away, to who knows where. Here they were now, just the two of them. Jungkook pulled her to the back of the building, to a rather quiet area. If it looked around, it would see that it was just the two of them there. As soon as they stopped, Jungkook pushed Yin against the wall, and in that instant, he kissed her roughly. This time, Yin was even more shocked. She could feel that Jungkook's kiss was full of emotion and anger with no gentleness in it. Finally, Yin managed to push him away, breaking their kiss. And what happened next was Yin slapped Jungkook's cheek quite hard. What's wrong with you? First, you come yelling and pull my hand, and now you suddenly kiss me. What do you actually want? I want you to be my girlfriend now. Do you realize what you're saying? Are you dreaming? And what about that girl of yours? You mean Mona? She didn't answer. but now she couldn't look him in the eye. Honestly, she was really jealous. And when he mentioned that girl's name, she felt a strong dislike in her heart. She's my childhood friend. Since she just moved and doesn't have any friends yet, I've been keeping her company. But we have no romantic relationship whatsoever. Besides, her boyfriend is transferring to this school in 2 days. She has a boyfriend? Yes, her boyfriend was my friend in middle school and I was the one who set them up. She felt relieved hearing his explanation, but she was already too proud and upset to easily accept him. So she remained silent, still unwilling to respond and still trying to avert her gaze, not wanting to look directly into his eyes. On the other hand, Jungkook secretly smiled slightly, now knowing that Yin was currently jealous of him, very jealous. In fact, with Yin still pinned against the wall, Jungkook finally touched her chin and gently guided her face to look at him. Are you jealous, baby? There is no romantic relationship between me and her, as you think. We've just been friends since childhood. If you don't believe me, I'll call her here. With that, Jungkook took his phone from his pocket and called Mona to ask her to come over. You don't need to call her here. Besides, what is there to talk about? I want you to trust me and know that there's nothing romantic between me and her. A few minutes later, why did you call me here? I was enjoying my comic book. Someone's jealous of you. Please explain to her so there's no misunderstanding between us. Now, Mona turned her attention to Yin, who seemed unwilling to look at her. It was very clear that Yin felt awkward and the situation was becoming increasingly uncomfortable. Hi, what's your name? Are you Park Yin? How do you know? Jungkook has told us a lot about you. Us? Yes. To me and my boyfriend. Sorry if you got jealous. Rest assured, there's nothing romantic between me and Jungkook. Besides, I already have a boyfriend, and he'll be transferring to this school in 2 days. So, while I didn't have any friends yet, of course, I only hung out with Jungkook until my boyfriend transferred here. Unless you want to be my friend and keep me company from now on, I'd be very grateful. Mona spoke with a sincere smile to Yin, and finally Yin melted and now truly believed their situation. Alright, I wouldn't mind being your friend, Mona. Oh really? I'm very grateful to you. Alright, I'll go now. I don't want to interrupt your time together, and don't fight for too long. Jungkook just glared at Mona, while Mona chuckled softly and started walking away, leaving the two of them alone. Now, it was just Jungkook and Yin. Jungkook tried to approach Yin again, this time gently taking her hand. Yin, I love you. I'm sorry for being a coward in front of you all this time, not daring to express my feelings and ending up with us being enemies. It's not all your fault. I was wrong too. I should have confessed my feelings to you from the beginning. Instead, we both held back our feelings. So, are we officially dating now? Yin just smiled and nodded. In the next moment, Jungkook kissed Yin again, but this time Yin responded to the kiss. The kiss, which started off gentle, became more intense as Jungkook began to play with his tongue. The sensation in Yin's body was incredible. Butterflies seemed to flutter inside her. Now her hands were wrapped around the neck of the man who had become her boyfriend. Yin and Jungkook both enjoyed this moment, a moment they had often fantasized about, being able to kiss each other. Finally, their fantasy had become a reality. They could kiss as much and as long as they wanted. Jungkook finally broke the kiss when he felt Yin starting to run out of oxygen. Damn, if we weren't at school, we could be even more free. Yeah, alright. Let's go back to class now. Finally, they headed to class hand in hand. Their status changed from enemies to lovers.